Welcome to the Trading Daddies podcast, hosted by yours truly, Nico Reyes, and as always, my awesome co-host.
What up, trading daddies and mommies out there?
Let's go. We have a jam-packed episode for you guys today. We're talking about, the implications of the Biden win for the elections. We talk about certain plays. John talks about the stock of the week, which is
Secret, but we also talked about sports betting legalization. We also talked about marijuana, the stocks. We also talked about Palantir, Square, Bitcoin, and our new segment, DEGEN Play of the Week.
DEGEN Play of the Week, right? So we talk about how our degeneracy sometimes get to the best of us when it comes to trading on a weekly basis. So please join us. If you're watching this on YouTube, hit the subscribe button, hit the post notification bell so that you guys get alerted each and every time we drop a new episode. TradingDaddies.com for all things Trading Daddies. Pick up some of our hot merch, which is pretty awesome. We're going to be dropping a few things today. Catch us on the episode. Welcome to the Trading Daddies. Trading Daddies, not Trading Daddies. No, we don't trade Daddies. We're Trading Daddies. The Trading Daddies podcast, hosted by yours truly, Nico Reyes. And as always, recording a podcast would never be complete with this guy right here.
Teflon John in the building. How you guys doing? We have a jam-packed show today. Man, they just announced the elections. So crazy, because we wrote a script and we might have to switch it up because of the things that are happening right now.
There's so many things that we need to discuss with Joe Biden winning the elections. We now have to react and pivot. That's something that we always preach on this podcast, especially depending on the market conditions on a day in and day out basis. We want you guys to take a look at what's happening, and we want you guys to react and have a plan in place in order for you guys to maneuver the wild world of stocks. You know what I mean? Dude, how are you feeling that we have a new president?
I mean, in all honesty, I think there's going to be more volatility within the next few days because obviously he's not conceding, and he was at his golf course. And
you know what? A part of me wanted to be there at that time.
Yeah, and
to see his reaction to him. Just, I'm pretty sure he's blowing off, like he's popping a vessel right now.
Yeah, I think there's going to be more volatility within the next few days. So if not, then we might see a nice pop Monday.
I think the volatility is going to be a next 2 month type scenario.
Oh yeah, until inauguration.
January, because I'm feeling a bear case that, like, I'm hopeful. Don't get me wrong. I'm excited because there's a lot of things that will be happening in the near future, right? Global commerce will go back to normal or even get better, right? When we have a healthy global economy, what happens to our partners across the seas? They gain a lot of stuff too. So all your ADR stocks, your China stocks, anything, we might, dude, you know, this excites me. We might even see LTM back.
Anyways, yeah, we can talk about global stock except for LTM.
But yeah, we just want to, we want to give you guys our thoughts and what we expect in the next few weeks. Especially, this is like a perfect storm, dude. This is a perfect storm. We have a new president, volatility. We have a lot of companies reporting earnings. This week. It's still earnings season.
Yep.
And we just need to maneuver and navigate. There are going to be some stocks that we want you guys to pay attention to.
Lots.
Now there's going to be a changing of the guard, so expect certain sectors to pop. Renewables for sure. We've already talked about that before. Your EV plays, watch those. Solar.
Yep.
If you're invested into wind turbines, I mean, yeah, I mean, wind energy, right? Even, you know what? I might even sprinkle in a bit of a Aerotine Incorporated. Aerotine Incorporated, you know what I mean?
What was that famous line? It's somewhere in Oklahoma.
Yeah, it's a company that deals with microwaves in Oklahoma that have uh,
And they,
civilian civilian and military applications. Aerotine Incorporated. Still one of the best movies of all time. You know what I think about now that Donnie Pump might be out of office.
mm-hmm.
I think of him as Jordan Belfort. I'm never leaving.
Oh, I saw that. A lot of people were already making memes of that scene with his face on it. I'm not fucking leaving.
Yeah, I know, right? So heading into Wednesday's pod, we were having a very rough week, very terrible week. I didn't know my head from my butt. It was just a very sobering experience. If we were going to talk about just having an experience like that, but Thursday and Friday happened.
So we saw a lot of recovery, big bounces across the board. Thursday, Friday. Actually, yesterday wasn't. Yesterday was okay. It was Wednesday and Thursday that really, we saw somewhat of a recovery because the market ran, I think, 9% this week alone. So I think it's one of the better weeks since April. So we saw a big bounce on tech alone. A lot of the cloud stocks ran. And on top of that, a lot of earnings. It's funny because when the market sentiment is bullish, earnings, if they beat, like let's say a company beats, EPS and revenue, they just run. They run, with the crowd. If the market sentiment is bullish, which it was this week, we saw a lot of companies just jump, like 15, 20%.
Swear.
Overall this week, I mean, it was a crazy week overall from marijuana and sports betting and cloud and tech.
5G.
EVs. A lot of them jumped this week, not because of the momentum. It was because of election. Because first of all, sports betting, legalizing in 3 states that voted yes on legalizing sports betting: Maryland, Louisiana, and South Dakota. Okay, and along with others, other states they voted on yes on tribal gaming, but that's really not sports betting. So stocks to watch out for are MGM because they do have that app, MGM Bets, MGM, Penn Gaming, PENN. And DraftKings, DKNG. So these 3 stocks right here, I'm super bullish, towards the end of the year and going into 2021. If you watch MMA, DraftKings is all over that thing.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
And on top of that, NBA voted yes on December 22nd start. It's going to be a 72 game season, however, so it's shortened by 10 games.
They are running out of time because they need to do the draft.
Yeah,
and that training camp will be extremely short. So there's going to be a very interesting NBA season. So if you're a buckethead,
I think COVID's going to play. It's going to play a big role.
Have they figured it out? Are they going to be in a bubble again? Because that worked. The bubble worked.
It worked, but I was reading an article where NBA lost billions in revenue because first of all, they're not selling tickets, they're not selling merchandise. They are selling merchandise, but if you buy a merchandise, in a home game, which is like twice the price, if you're buying jerseys or you're buying hats or whatever, or memorabilia, dude, they're jacking up the prices. So they lost so much revenue with this whole COVID situation. And I think it's going to carry over next year for the short season, which sucks because like it's so different watching an NBA game through Zoom.
Oh yeah, it's definitely different.
It's so different. It's like watching an NBA game through TV. Like, might as well watch it on TV. Yeah, because I miss going into like home games, like when Warriors weren't such in a hot streak.
Yeah, right.
They were still fun,
No, they're definitely fun. Yeah,
yeah.
Like none of my teams are in California, so I mean, except for the Lakers. I mean, but that's me driving all the way down to LA. You know what I mean? It's tough to be a fan when you're out of state.
What do you think about the MGM Penn DraftKings? So I'm bullish on all those three.
Oh, I'm bullish too. Like here's one thing. If we're gonna take it from an election perspective, we're now gonna come into an era of somewhat action. Like we're gonna see some action finally. We're gonna see an administration who's actually gonna take this thing seriously and finally come up and actually push the vaccine companies to do better in terms of their research and be a little bit more meticulous when it comes down to their vaccines, because they're not being rushed. You know what I mean? So definitely expect some volatility, but I would like to have people pay attention to the vaccine plays. This is around this time where we might see some positive news finally. But in terms of gaming, yeah, I'm all for it. I mean, that's never slow down. People are left and right. I see people betting on like cricket, betting on rugby.
I see a lot of people betting on soccer.
I mean, it is what it is, right? It's crazy how sports betting will always be. It's always going to be constant, and I think that if all 50 states adopt to legalize,
crazy,
bro.
Like, why not, right? I mean, it creates revenues, states revenue, and overall, I think if they're going to tax it, why not, right?
Yeah, tax it like regular income. Look at it this way: we're already trading in the market. We're paying income tax on this. Why won't you do the same?
Yeah.
If states can generate income into, I'm a big infrastructure guy. Like I love the fact that if we pay more taxes, I'm all for paying more taxes if we're going to get better services, if we're going to get better roads, if we're going to get better healthcare. I am all for it. So if we can find a new way to generate money, right? I think I'll be good with that.
The biggest sector that had a lot of positive news this week was marijuana.
Oh, marijuana all day. Bro, watch ACB, watch Canopy Growth, watch GRWG, watch
Tilray. Tilray and ACB are reporting earnings. I think they're reporting Monday or Tuesday. I got to check back on that one.
Yeah, like all weed is bullish right now.
Yeah, so marijuana legalizing in Arizona, Montana, New Jersey, and South Dakota. They all voted yes during election night. Also, South Dakota and Mississippi medical cannabis programs were voted. So it was a win-win situation for South Dakota because they both said yes on marijuana being legalized, and plus on top of that, medical cannabis. Completely different. One's recreation, one's for medical purposes.
Now with Joe winning, I foresee that we will see mass decriminalization of marijuana across the board federally. And it's gonna take some work for sure, but I feel that he's ran on this platform. Him and Kamala ran on this platform, and decriminalization of marijuana is a big thing. It's definitely a big thing. But you know what else? You know what else got decriminalized? Cocaine.
Man, what is going on in Oregon? Like, if we
marijuana got decriminalized.
Like, what's going on over there?
Some magic mushrooms got decriminalized.
Everything. All the illegal drugs.
Everything is legal now in Oregon. So if you're a junkie, pack up your bags, go up north, get on the Oregon Trail, and be happy. So
what is going on over there? Like,
so I look at Oregon, and I may be wrong on this. I apologize for any Oregonians that listen to this show. I have in the past discounted you people as the Canada of California. I apologize wholeheartedly. I have been to your lovely state a few times.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, it's gorgeous up there. It's gorgeous up there. You know what it reminds me of? A woodsy San Francisco.
Yeah,
very woodsy San Francisco, right? And I love the city, right? It's really pretty. The food is amazing, right? But you guys are very liberal up there. I like it. You guys are very liberal up there. Like you guys are allowing people to smoke crack. If that's not progress, I don't know what is. No, but in all reality, I see what they're doing here. They're decriminalizing a certain amount that you're allowed to legally carry in your pocket. Like you can't openly buy cocaine. Like you can't go up to your dealer and be like, hey, give me an 8-ball or something. Or, can I get a bump right quick? You can't, you know what I mean? Like you can't go into a legal heroin house. Like you can't just shoot up in a trap house and just, you can't even do just magic mushrooms off the street. You can't put that in a PB&J sandwich and call it a magic special. You can't call that a lunchtime special. But if you are caught with these narcotics, I think anything, is it an ounce? Is it an ounce or below? I don't know. It's a certain level. It's a certain level because at a certain level, federally, they look at it as intent to sell.
Yeah.
Now that's still a federal crime, but in the state of Oregon, you can legally carry a certain amount of cocaine and just be happy. For all the scalpers out there, we know that you guys never sleep. Move to Oregon, and you have a happy day. I think it is good and also bad. Like there's always two sides of the coin, right?
Of course.
Let's start with the bad first. The bad is we're going to see potentially mass use.
A lot of these are psychedelic drugs,
Yeah, exactly. But let's look at the marijuana conversation.
Yeah.
When they legalized marijuana, was there more or less marijuana related crimes?
I can't be the judge on that one.
There was less. There was evidence that it showed that there's less crime from marijuana. Obviously, because you're not putting them in jail for marijuana. But with the rise of more use, most of the time, people that get thrown in jail for having this certain amount of narcotics, they're labeled as criminals. Mm-hmm. Primarily when people do use these psychedelics or if they use heroin, these are hard drugs. These are drugs these are no joke. Like these are addiction related situations. Based on experience, people turn to drugs because of trauma, right? Certain individuals have addictive personalities, right? I've done some in the past, right? But I don't have an addictive personality, so I was able to take myself off of that, right? Now, certain people who still use and can't get off of it, right? It's not much so of a criminal issue, in my opinion. This is my opinion. I don't think it's a criminal issue. I think it's more of a mental health issue. So, if you take the word criminal away from using or carrying certain amounts, then you take them to get help, as opposed to putting them in jail. Instead of putting the stigma on a person that you're a bad person because you're carrying and you're using, right? Take them to get help at a psych ward or somewhere where they can get treatment. I think that's more positive, and it helps the person who's actually using feel better about themselves and say, you know what, I can get through this. I just need some help, right? But you're still not allowed to sell that shit because that, if you sell, you're a dick. you're a pusher, not a user. So that's my 2 cents on Oregon being the bastion of drug use.
Would you be able to imagine, other states following Oregon's trail. Get it, Oregon's trail.
Oregon's trail.
Like that.
I know.
What do you think?
I mean, this is the first state that's ever done this type of legislation. I'm pretty sure it's been talked about somewhere else, right? But this is highly experimental. We'll definitely see how the state of Oregon and the government of Oregon reacts to all of this, and then we can definitely figure out if it's a viable solution to the drug war. Because let's face it, we've some people have talked about this. The war on drugs is failing.
Yeah,
the war on drugs is failing not because there's a lot more people using more, but I feel that the methods that they're using to get the people off of drugs just doesn't work. You can't just catch somebody using drugs and send them to jail. What's that gonna do?
Yeah.
Right. Let's get them help. Right. In San Francisco alone, there's so many homeless people.
Mm-hmm.
Right. What happens when they pick them up? They take them to jail and they release them because it's 5150. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So 5150, let them get help. Don't incarcerate them. You're going to put them in a box, and that's going to make them even go crazier.
Yeah.
Right.
So, what I want to point out is going back to the marijuana conversation, going back to drugs. So stocks like ACB, CGC, Tilray, ACB alone saw a huge jump. From $3. We're talking about like a 3-day span. All right, 3 or 4 day span. If you include Tuesday nights after hours up until today or Friday. ACB jumped from $3 and it hit as high as $12.
Yeah.
And this is, $1 billion company, right?
Mm-hmm.
And ACB just for it to hit $12, you basically multiplied your money 4 times in 3 days.
You just 4x'd in 3 days. People made bank. I've seen stuff on Wall Street Bets. People were making 25 bands just
overnight.
off ACB overnight, crazy.
Yeah, overnight.
Catching that wave required a lot of conviction.
Mm-hmm.
Can you imagine? Oh, sorry, that's bright. Ugh. There we go. That's a little bit better. Imagine having that kind of conviction to stay in a marijuana stock where it's trading sideways for months.
Exactly. No, and they weren't doing so well. They weren't doing so hot. And if you look at Tilray, because out of all the three, I follow Tilray the most. Tilray really just had no great news.
Mm-hmm.
The stock was just stagnant. It was actually coming down.
Mm-hmm.
CGC had some life in it. Coming, I think a month ago, it was at 15, 14 or 16. And then now it's 20 something. So yes, they saw a huge jump, but because of these states legalizing marijuana, it just creates an opportunity for these companies to grow even more because they now have more market share.
Yeah, for sure. No, also, shout out to Bones on the Discord channel for shouting out GRWG. That definitely popped too, and a lot of our Discord members made some good coinage from that.
Shout out to Bones.
Yeah, shout out to Bones. Actually, just if you guys are interested, he has a YouTube channel too, All Before Breakfast. Hit him up. It's actually really cool information. But dude, let's talk about Palantir real quick. Let's talk about Palantir, Square, and Bitcoin. What do you want to start with? So
Palantir, you and I are still holding our lotto calls. I have a February expiration, 12 and a half strike for Palantir. I think I have 5 contracts on that one, 5 calls.
Mm-hmm.
So it's up a nice chunk. But in all honesty, Palantir was a big company under the Obama administration. Okay, they've used Palantir. Back then, it was a private company. Mm-hmm. They just became public. They did their IPO last month. Okay, so it's been in the market for a month and a half now. Palantir, I think I see growth. Within the company within the next few months alone. I don't know. What do you think? I'm just going to hold on to my calls.
No, I'm going to hold on to my calls. Yeah. I think so. I think the misconception here is a lot of people think that Palantir is just a software company. Palantir is more than that. Palantir is a
They're an
software
IT company.
yes, but they get most of their business from government contracts. So back in the Obama era, back when the CIA and the FBI were, just fighting the good fight, they get a lot of contracts to manage their software. It's an end-to-end user software. I mean, a lot of their stuff is still secretive, but because of that type of news, especially now that we're going back into a Joe type scenario, expect Palantir to get more contracts.
Yeah, because they already know the company.
They already know the company, and they're going to trust them. One thing to note about Palantir, there's other software companies that deal with government contracts.
Yep.
But out of the major, I don't remember the two other ones. I was reading up on it this morning, but they have two other competitors.
Yeah.
That's been public for a long time. But now that Palantir is public, they've actually outsold them in terms of the contracts.
Yep.
I think it's undervalued from a stock perspective. We're going to see more growth in the future. It's a definite buy and hold, especially at these prices, bro. Right? Even when it IPO'd at like $11 and something change, and it dropped down to like $8, we were like, oh, should we hold? Should we sell? What are we doing here? Yeah. But we held on. We stuck to our guns, and I think Palantir has more growth in the future. I might actually add some shares just to have it,
Yeah. Well, I was contemplating of buying more calls. I was looking at March and April expiration, and then raising the price to 20. And you and I, we had that conversation, a couple of days ago. I said I should sell my 12.5 calls February expiration, and then just upgrade it to $20 strike, March and April expiration. And that's just crazy talk, because right now the stock's trading at 14, and I feel like we have plenty of time on our hands. So it's a lotto call. I wouldn't advise, anyone to follow it.
Yeah.
But yet again, a month ago I said, hey, Palantir will hit, at least 15 by January. And then here we are, we're already at 14.
We're already at 14.
And the 12.5 calls are looking really nice right now.
Yep.
We got plenty of time.
Yeah, we have definitely plenty of time. Especially now that there's a changing of the guard, we're going to see more pop. And Palantir's been that stock too. Like, how it was super volatile for the past 3 weeks?
Yep.
It kind of stayed flat. And it didn't dip as we expected.
Well, it started popping because when all the newscasters were saying Biden's up in the lead, and that's when Palantir started popping. It popped 20%. Yeah. Oh, also the two companies that you mentioned about was Lados and Booz Allen.
There you go. That's the one.
Yep.
That's the one. So, and they've outsold them, and we have Palantir earnings this week.
Thursday. Ticker symbol PLTR is reporting earnings this Thursday after hours.
After hours, yes, after hours. I would suggest, this is my suggestion, right? This is my suggestion for people who want to play Palantir, right? Don't be like us. Don't be like us. My calls are expiring in May. My calls are expiring in May, and my stroke price. You start using stroke price. My stroke price is 12.5, so I'm in the money.
You're already, yeah.
I'm
up a lot
until May, because what am I gonna do? And the theta on that is 0.007.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna and the delta is 0.63.
Can you explain the delta again?
So the delta, every time the dollar changes on the underlying stock, the delta gets added to your premium.
To the price.
To the price that you're paying. Yeah, you've already paid. So remember when you guys are playing options, you're buying the right to buy 100 shares of the underlying stock. Right? That's why you're only paying X amount, like a smaller chunk of change per contract. So We'll explain the Greeks at a later episode because I think that's definitely an important lesson for all the people who do trade options. It's not, there's a science to it. There's a lot of nuances that you need to pay attention to when you guys do options. And I mean, I'm still learning a lot of it too. And it's definitely something that's opened my eyes in the past 3 weeks, that there's ways for you to bet on options without losing money altogether. So that I'm definitely applying those in the near future. And shout out to Gabe, because Gabe's been really helping me out. But yeah, if you're gonna play Palantir, get in by Monday. I would suggest you guys playing the lead up to earnings, getting rid of those options or getting rid of the shares or whatever you guys want to do. Wait till price reacts on earnings calls and then play the reaction afterwards, just to be safe. Because
in all honesty,
the week,
bro, in all honesty, like we're bullish on Palantir, and what if the market reacts differently Thursday?
Exactly.
Who knows? No one knows. I mean,
nobody knows.
Yeah. Square, ticker symbol SQ.
I love Square so much. Square's made me some good coinage for the past 2 quarters. I am excited about Square. I'm actually thinking of just getting rid of Venmo altogether and using Square Cash. But then again, PayPal owns Venmo. I'm still going to be holding Venmo.
PayPal owns Venmo.
Yep.
And I'm super bullish on PayPal for 2021. Also bullish on Square. But in all honesty, it's like comparing EVs, right? You're bullish on Tesla, and NIO comes in second. When it comes to the online payment platform, I'm always bullish on PayPal, and then Square comes in number 2.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely. And they go hand in hand more often than not. If you see Square run, PayPal's going to run. If you see PayPal running, look at Square. If you want to get into the action, especially if one of them already ran, expect the other one to run too.
Yep.
What is going on with Bitcoin, dude?
So Square, we'll go back to Square because they go hand in hand. Square purchased $50 million worth of Bitcoin, I think 2 months ago. Okay. And so that created some, friction, right? Because Bitcoin was just like stagnant, and we saw like an uptrend and downtrend, uptrend. So really right now, Bitcoin is at $15,400.
$549 or something like that.
Yeah. So it's up significantly. I mean, I'm still holding, some coins. So for the ones who got in GBTC, when we called it back in, I don't know, like a month or 2 months ago, when you guys got it in 1075 at 11, so you're up really, I would say 60, 70%. Mm-hmm. So shout out on that one. And when it comes to Bitcoin, PayPal, we spoke about it in the previous sessions, that PayPal is going to carry crypto. They're going to start, buying and selling crypto in their own exchange. Now, what's going to happen with these other cryptocurrency exchanges? Like we're talking about crypto.com, Coinbase. Even Cash App handles crypto. But I feel like PayPal will take over such a huge market when it comes to Bitcoin, because PayPal is a worldwide brand. Okay.
You think they're going to streamline it?
Oh yeah.
You have to.
Just because in their platform, you can join the wait list, right? And they're already integrating. Yeah, they're already integrating, crypto in like with online merchants. So you can pay crypto, if you're shopping at Amazon.com or whatever, or any other websites. You can pay crypto, and you can pay in like local merchants. Like I see some of these local stores, mom and pops, that take PayPal, which is cool.
Yeah,
you don't have to carry actual currency, actual dollars.
Oh, dude, it's telling me that I can actually buy it now.
Yeah. So I really think there's going to be a bullish run in Bitcoin. That's just my opinion, because once PayPal and Square fully adopts, cryptocurrency, and I think Square needs to update their Cash App. I use Cash App myself, but I think it's super user friendly. It's like Robinhood, it's basic. Like if you want something nice, upgrade to PayPal.
Yeah.
That's just,
And we've known PayPal for so long already.
yeah.
I mean, people who've been buying and selling on eBay
Yep.
know PayPal very well.
Also, I know we're not. I'm not trying to take away, the shine from Square because I'm talking about PayPal. PayPal also, there's a feature in PayPal. They own Zoom, XOOM. Okay,
Yeah.
where you can send money in someone's bank account in like all these different countries.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and because I was playing with the PayPal and I saw Zoom and it's free. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so just I think PayPal is way ahead when it comes to online payment platform versus Square. But Square is always going to be a number 2 option for me.
Yeah, I'm a firm believer. I think PayPal, especially now we're in through 2021. I mean, if you could find a long position on PayPal,
I do both. Yeah.
Yeah, you do both. Yeah.
But Square, hey, like Thursday, Thursday end of day, we bought I don't want to say a YOLO close my eyes call on Square, ticker symbol SQ. Hey, it paid off.
It paid off. We
for a $180 strike, and then Thursday after hours when they reported earnings, it shot up as high as 191. But Friday, it hit as high as 201.
201.
So you, my guy, you're back in it.
I got skin in the game again.
If we have a very green Monday, which it looks like, dude, your Square is going to run more.
Yeah, I'm back. I sold as out of profit for my original Square calls, and then I just hopped back in. Huh?
It's like $2,000, right?
Yeah, 2,500 is it?
I mean, I only made 1,400.
Yeah.
So, I'll tell you a quick story. Okay, so shout out to Ricky. He hit me up. He was telling me, like, what do I do with my trades, right? And a little disclaimer to our listeners. So I'll give you guys an example for what I did with Square. Okay, ticker symbol SQ. So I made 1,400 off of it. I posted it on Instagram. So I posted the entry Tuesday before market close, and then Friday when it opened, we were up this much, right? So I made roughly about 1,400 off of Square. So what I did with that 1,400 was I used $400-500, okay, and I bought dividend stocks. I bought ABR, which pays 10% annually. So I'm basically securing some of my profits and then reinvesting it back in the markets. Okay. Because again, nothing is guaranteed in the markets, right? Because tomorrow or Monday, the markets could crash, right, or whatever. You could lose your Square position, just like that, right? I'm not hoping that, but what I'm trying to say is that secure your profits and make them work for you. And so I was telling Ricky, I set aside 500, and the rest of it, which was like 900 to 1,000, I bought 2 calls. All right. I used one of the calls for McDonald's, and then I used one of the calls for our DEGEN play of the week. we're gonna talk about later. So really, I'm already playing with like house money here.
Yeah.
Right. So I have 2 more calls going into Monday, McDonald's and the DEGEN play of the week. If one of them hits, great.
Yeah.
If both of them hits, even better.
Amazing.
But if I lose both calls, technically I didn't lose anything because my $500 is in a secure, dividend stock. So really, I gained $100 out of all this.
No, yeah.
Right. Even after losing 2 calls. So, my risk management there, it really depends on, if you ask someone, hey, what's your risk management? Well, I just told you my risk management.
Ask me my risk management.
What's your risk management, bro?
All in, baby.
All
in, baby.
But yeah, shout out to Ricky, and he said, he's going to look into it, and he never thought about it. He never thought about it that way. on securing your profits and then making your money grow and work for you.
No, Ricky's a cool guy. I like Ricky. Ricky's dope.
That's just my take. So
if you guys are interested in watching him stream on Twitch, Ricky Plays on Twitch. He's an okay player. Nah, he's a pretty good player. He's a really good player. We hope to get him on the show pretty soon because he's a really cool cat, and we'd love to have him on. Dude, are you ready?
For what?
The DEGEN Degenerate Play of the Week.
We gotta have that NFL sound background. Yeah, it makes it more exciting.
All right. So this week's Degenerate Play of the Week is brought to you by.
Let's tell them the story on how it all unfolded.
So when we do YOLO plays, it's not because we've been watching this stock forever. It just comes across our desk and we're like, ooh, let's do that. And there's no rhyme or reason behind it. We just see it and we're like, oh, I like it. So John texts me and he goes, hey, don't follow me on this. Cars.com, ticker symbol CARS. I got the $10 calls and they expire in December. And I go, say less. And I hopped in the train.
So I have the text, and I was showing it to everyone. Within 2 minutes, all right, he texts me back and sends a screenshot of like, what the heck? You got November expiration. How many calls did you get? I think like 3 or 4.
I got 7.
7? Oh, never mind. So you got 7. I'm like, how the hell did you squeeze in an order within like a minute and a half after me sending you that play? And I said, don't follow me because it's a speculative play. So going back to the DEGEN Play of the Week, ticker symbol CARS, cars.com. They're roughly about $700 million in market cap. However, this is going to be a pandemic play. We saw just Carvana. Positive news with Carvana, Car Gurus, all these online car shopping experiences platform had great success, within the past, 6 to 8 months, 9 months. So the reason we're playing cars.com is plain simple, same exact scenario here. Last quarter, they reported back in July, I think 29th, 30th or whatever, they killed it in earnings. They killed earnings, plus the stock ran about roughly 15 to 20% the day of. So cars.com will be reporting pre-market. So we'll see. Who knows if the market's green Monday, which I think it will be. We might see a huge jump in cars.com if they pull out, like good earnings. If they don't, seriously, like I told you guys my story, with how Square really paid off these 2 calls. But I am expecting a nice volatility with cars because the float is small and the market cap is like 700 million. So we might see a huge jump on this one, cross our fingers. But yeah, we'll update you guys by Wednesday how that play get.
Nice.
Yeah.
We'll update them on Monday. Like
Monday.
watch that on Instagram. And just let you guys know the Degenerate Play of the Week is brought to you by Bird Box Investments. Bird Box Investments, just throw on a blindfold and throw some darts.
I want to be sponsored by DraftKings or Penn someday, because I'm like, I got shares of DraftKings and I got like 4 positions, 4 calls on DraftKings, and I got like 3 calls on Penn. So if you guys are hearing this, DraftKings, I wouldn't mind slapping a patch or a logo on
just, like I want to bet on betting.
Exactly. You can't. There's so many degenerates out there. You might as well invest in that company that enables degenerates.
Yeah, it is what it is. It is what it is. You know what? We'll take the degeneracy for what it is. But yeah, with that,
bet on the casino. Don't bet at the casino. Bet on the casino. Okay.
Imagine that. How many times have you gone to Vegas and lost a crap ton of money. It's your only way of getting your money back.
Yeah.
This is the only way.
Yeah.
This is the only way. So with the technical analysis and watching the levels, there could be a scenario where you're making your money back from all the Vegas strips that you've lost on.
Yeah.
Right? So with that being said, let's get into the stock of the week.
Yes. So,
by the way, last week we weren't able to because we had an amazing guest. Shout out to Jay for coming in, and we're going to be dropping some shirts in commemoration for that episode today. So watch out for that. So a couple of weeks back, we talked about McDonald's MCD. That's reporting on Monday.
Yep.
We're hoping to get a nice little chunk of change from McDonald's, because who doesn't love, dude? I love McDonald's so much. That's like go to, and it gives me like special feelings in my stomach every time I eat it. It hurts. It hurts, but I'm loving it.
You and I, we both have calls going into Monday.
We do. Come on, Ronald McDonald.
I like it. I really like the chart because it's hitting resistance. You know, the past couple of sessions, it's hanging out by resistance levels, and it actually broke yesterday. But you know, the market pulled back, whatever. But I like where it's at right now when it comes to the chart. But fundamentals, fundamental. McDonald's has always been a fundamentally sound company. Mm-hmm. So
it is pretty.
So let's talk about the stock of the week. Super excited to introduce to you guys. When I did research on this one, it's a well-known global brand, first of all. And I kind of gave you guys a preview 2 weeks ago about you. I'm pretty sure most of you guys have been in because you guys love the samples. I'm going to talk about ticker symbol COST. Name is Costco.
I love Costco.
Dude, everyone, I was just at Costco a couple of days ago. Amazing.
I'm actually thinking of going to Costco after this.
Yeah. Like, I love Costco has everything. And I'm going to tell you guys this story about how the company unfolded, because when Costco started, it was just, you know, a regular warehouse chain. Okay. Mm-hmm. They didn't have the photo, the you know, the hot dog stand, you know, the travel, optical lab, insurance, you know, car. They sell pretty much everything now, you know, travel, you know, they're
actually, can I say something real quick? Costco, if you're ever listening, bring back the Polish dog.
Oh yeah.
Is it the Polish dog? Right? They took away the Polish dog.
Yeah. There's actually a history about, and I'm going to tell you about the, their hot dog and soda combo.
Looks delicious.
Yeah. And why it's still $1.50.
Oh, okay.
It's yeah. No, it's actual hot dogs. It's not made out of rats or anything. Costco is the stock of the week. So currently Costco trades at $386. And if you look at the chart, it's actually at its highest right now. Mm-hmm. So I think we dabbed on Costco last quarter where it was trading, I think, $320, $330. Remember, you played that earning day. And really didn't do anything.
No, I mean, it dipped. It was a very sad day.
Ran back up.
Yeah, for me and Ali, my favorite degenerate friend, it was a bad day for us. We went to Costco, and I was cursing Costco for a while, but you know what? They made me feel better because I found, you know, some really good value on some meats. So I was back in.
Ali, you know, pause on the Costco thing. Ali, if you're listening, you should delete your Cash App. Anyways, Costco is currently trading at $386. It has a market cap of $170 billion. Now, how are you going to compare that? Compare it to McDonald's. I know you're comparing apples and oranges. You're comparing a retail company to a restaurant, right? But McDonald's has a market cap of $161 billion. So when it comes to almost somewhat the same, plus they're a global brand. Also, you can compare it to like Intel, again, apples to oranges, but Intel has a market cap of $186 billion. So really they're somewhat similar, right? When it comes to company size. 52-week low was at $271. 52-week high is currently right now 386. And I think, and Costco has done, I think, 3 to 4 splits already in the past 40 years they've been, in business.
That's a very exciting word for me. Every time I hear the word splits, that's exciting.
Splits was exciting, 3 months ago.
It's still exciting. If I ever, I'm still holding on to Amazon splits.
Hey, I called Amazon split back in August, 30-1. I think it's coming. It's coming. Give it a few months. It's coming. So Costco does pay dividends. So for the ones who want to get into dividend investing, you're looking into a growth company. Plus, you can also look into an income producing company. Costco does pay a dividends of $2.80 currently per share annually. So, if you want to do the math quick, if you have 100 shares, you'll make about $280 for the year, which pays for, 2-3 memberships. Okay, because Costco's business model is like one of the best that's ever been invented, because you have to pay, your membership dues every single year just in order for you to shop at Costco.
If we're gonna put this in millennial terms, if you've ever played Farmville and you had to pay to get the premium stuff, that's exactly the same model. Like you're paying to play.
Right?
You can get the stuff for free at you can go into a regular Safeway and get like individual items, but in order for you to get the good stuff, you need to pay a membership. You know what I'm saying?
How crazy is that? And people are actually paying. And we're not just talking about people. Costco back in 2019 had 99 million members.
At $60 a pop on average, probably 60.
No, 60 for the most basic one.
Yes, and then 100 for the executive. So you take the median of that, you're looking at like 75 maybe.
Yep.
Right?
Isn't that crazy? Their business model, they've been doing this for 40-something years, right? And they've always grown every single year. Okay, so going back to the dividends, it does pay $2.80 per share annually. A little history about Costco is that the company first opened back in 1983 in Seattle, but however, in 1976, a guy named Sol Price opened up a warehouse retail club in San Diego. Okay, this is before Costco, and called it Price Club. Okay, there's more into it. It's a subscription-based, same exact model as Costco, and it was a boom. Like Price Club was making a lot of money. Like they grew into like 20-something stores, within like I think less than 10 years, right? So fast forward to 1993, Costco and Price Club merged. Merged meaning they combined. Okay, a lot of companies merged. Who was the most recent one? I forgot. Oh no, it wasn't a merge. It was a buyout. Inspire Brands bought Dunkin'. Sorry.
Oh yeah.
It wasn't a merge. Sorry.
There's still a whole lot of M&A going on.
Yeah. So fast forward to 1993, both companies merged, and they were named. At first, they were named Price Costco. So, for the folks, who used to shop at Price Costco, I think you guys know what I'm talking about. But I didn't get to see any of this. So, but throughout the years, Costco now didn't come about after, a series of introductions. So I'll give you guys a timeline of, oh crap, the hot dog and soda stand, was born 1985.
Oh, the year before we were born.
Yep. Mm-hmm. And check this out. The price for it was $1.50.
Back then?
Yeah, for the hot dog and soda stand. And I guarantee you the quality of the hot dog and soda, 40 years ago for $1.50, man, that's because I think 40 years ago, I think that's the price of like gas right there, or probably less. But for a hot dog and soda for $1.50, 40 years ago, or 30 years ago, I'm sorry. To this day, it's still the same. It's $1.50, but I don't know. Is the quality better, or is the size bigger, smaller? I mean,
I'm pretty sure it's smaller. I think the inflation got to the size of the hot dog.
Exactly. So let's talk about inflation. Why are they still selling it for $1.50? And I don't think Costco is making that much off of the hot dog. It's the soda that they're making money on.
Oh yeah.
You know that.
And you've been in the restaurant industry before. The biggest markups that you ever get is actually the drinks.
Yeah. The cup itself costs more than the soda.
The soda itself, right?
Yeah.
So like when people come in with their own cups, take that home. You buy our cup.
You buy our cup. I'm losing money over here. I'm losing money over here. So the hot dog stand, yes, it was $1.50 back then, $1.50 now. You know, you've heard about IKEA. IKEA has that business model of you buy our food and you go there for the food because it's cheap, but you leave with furniture. You do. So I think they copied. I don't want to say they copied off of Costco's business model, but shout out to Costco for not jumping on the price when it comes to the hot dog and soda, because I think it's an amazing deal.
I think in general though, isn't it true that their margins overall are very thin margins? Like some people even say they're razor thin, and some people even say that they lose money on the stuff that you buy from them.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Like the hot dog itself, I'm sure that they're losing money off of that for sure. For sure. Break even is the soda. So
next time I go to Costco and someone's eating a hot dog, and I'm just gonna tell them a history lesson. Hey, 30 years ago, $1.50. They're gonna be like, fucking weirdo, whatever. So in 1986. They first opened their first pharmacy. Again, Costco has evolved, and I'm going to tell you guys some weird stuff about things that they carry now. So the first time they opened the pharmacy was back in 1986. Also in 1986, in the state of Washington, they started selling fresh meats.
Oh,
yeah.
I love their meats.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They got quality meats. In 1987, they first introduced the produce section and the bakery department. So as you can see, every single year they're starting to expand the business itself by getting into.
You get a tres leches cake that's the size of Texas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so it seems like every year they're getting into different departments, right? Which is good because you have to evolve as a business in order to survive. And they also introduced their first optical labs. So 1987 was a busy year, I guess. In 89, okay, this was back when, I'm pretty sure Kodak was one of their competitors. Okay, they were relevant. Okay, Kodak was relevant. Now they're popping up in the radar here and there, getting into vaccines and shit. So 1989, they first introduced the 1 hour photo in their business model. Okay, in 1995, they introduced the first Costco gas, which I love. First of all, in Arizona, Costco gas.
Dude, I love Costco gas.
And check this out. So in the same year, the reason we go to Costco is not because of, we want to pay for the top brands. Costco in 1995, they also introduced the Kirkland Signature, which is if you compare, because I go to Costco to get diapers, right? They have the Kirkland Signature and they also have Huggies. Kirkland Signature is normally $5 less. And I'm like, and it's more, okay, per pack. Or per box, right? And I'm like, and I tested both, brands, and seriously, Kirkland Signature is actually solid. It's a solid brand. You know
why? Because Kirkland Signature is actually Huggies.
I love Huggies.
I'm a firm believer. That Kirkland Signature contracts certain manufacturers to make their own Kirkland stuff, because it's not like they have their own Kirkland factory. It's not going to happen.
No, they just rebranded it. Yeah, they just bought the name. They
bought the name. I'm sure that Huggies prints these Kirkland Signature. To be honest with you, Teddy wears Kirkland Signature, because it's super cheap and it's there's a lot of it.
Yeah,
there's a whole lot of it.
It's a solid brand. They don't leave. I don't have any problems with Kirkland Signature diapers, but there's also other Kirkland Signature items, within Costco, but you guys can name all of them. Now check this out. In 2000, they first introduced. I'm sorry, we skipped 1997. Oh no, I'm sorry. 2000, they introduced Costco Travel. Costco is actually big on Disney travel. They always pump out.
Yeah, they put that like when you're walking outside, right?
Yeah. So when you're walking out, you know, you look to the left, you see all these booths like Costco Travel, Costco Insurance, Costco Kitchen, Costco Flooring, kitchen, you know, remodel. They're into everything now. The company expanded in different areas, and they also have, check this out, in 2000, they have a Costco car wash.
Oh my God, where?
In I think the state of Washington, they have a Costco car wash.
Oh man, dude.
I think they're limited.
Sure, but damn, like, can we get that in California, please? Because Costco car wash. You're telling me I can get a car wash in bulk?
No, like Costco gas is already cheap. Like, imagine getting a $2 car wash on top of that. Why not?
Right? Why not?
Yeah.
Why not?
Also, so back in 1997, Costco changed their price for not their price, their name from Price Costco to just straight Costco. That's it. All right. And then as of last year, Costco has a total of 785 warehouses, 785 stores. 546 of them are in the U.S. Okay, 100 of them in Canada. 39 in Mexico. Okay, 29 in the UK, and they're actually big in Asia, believe it or not.
Oh, yeah.
26 in Japan. Okay, and 16 in South Korea.
Dude, I want to go to a Costco in Japan.
Bro, Japan's beautiful, by the way. I've been to Japan.
I've been to the airport.
It's clean. It's organized. They're respectful.
I want to go.
It's beautiful.
Damn you, COVID.
It's amazing. Yeah. 16 in South Korea, 13 in Taiwan, 11 in Australia, and they're in Spain. 3 in Spain. 1 in Iceland, 1 in France, and then 1 in China.
Oh,
they're also building 1 in New Zealand next year.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So as of 2019, the company employs about roughly 254,000 full and part-time employees. And last year, they had 99 million members. So just imagine 99 million paid subscriptions.
Yeah, that's 75.
That's crazy.
750 million just in memberships alone, maybe? My math is all off.
So just imagine
my math is all off.
Going back to McDonald's being a real estate company, like Costco has secured all of these members, okay, paying, you know, every year, subscribe, you know, $60 to $120 a year, paid subscriptions. That's crazy. That's a lot of money.
That's crazy. Costco is, I mean, it's a staple in your everyday life.
Oh, it is.
Right? Like, if you don't own a Costco membership, I mean,
what's wrong with you?
What's wrong with you? Right. There's definite value there on every time you go visit, you walk in there for shampoo and you come out there with an industrial sized tub of mayonnaise for no reason, just because it's just so cheap. Like, why do I need this gallon tub of mayo?
You know, the general rule of thumb when you're going to Costco is that when you go to Costco, you set a budget. Okay, I'm only going to spend $200 cap.
No, you end up going there and leaving with $600 worth of nothing. Like,
and a child.
Why do I need the 75th vacuum?
We were there.
Their return policy is amazing.
Oh, don't get me started on that one. So when I was at Costco in Concord, California, this was years back, I walked in and someone was rolling in a Mitsubishi 1998 fish tank size, like 70-inch TV. You know what I'm talking about? The big aquariums?
Yeah.
Strolling in.
Going to return it. Putting on the dolly and just rolling it in.
Going to return it.
Dude, I once saw this guy just walk in there with a used iron skillet. A used iron skillet. You could definitely see that it's been used. There's like food stains on that, like a cast iron skillet. He walks in, and this, I'm pretty sure that around this time they weren't selling this anymore. And they took it. They gave him store credit for a cast iron skillet that's been used twice over. This is amazing. It's amazing.
That's why you pay 60 to 120 bucks a year, because if they're taking in all those losses, someone's got to pay for them.
Yeah, the memberships do.
The members do.
Pay for them, dude. Like, they're making money hand over fist on the memberships themselves. But yeah, dude, that's amazing. Super bullish on Costco. Thank you for that history lesson and the stock of the week. We love doing these for you guys, giving you guys more insight into certain stocks that we do believe in. And John really harps on this a lot. If you believe in a certain company and you're already using it, please invest in them.
Of course.
And it's something that it's a definite good rule of thumb when it comes down to investing. But with that being said, we're running a little short on time, my guy. Let's talk about our plays for this coming week, and let's be out.
McDonald's, Cars.com. Beyond Meat is reporting Monday after hours. Is it Monday or Tuesday? I'm not sure. But ticker symbol BYND. We spoke about BYND, I think a few sessions ago. I'm bullish on that one. Palantir is Thursday. I'm really not into the weed stocks. I think it's a hype. But a couple of companies are reporting Monday. I think ACB and Tilray. But other than, I have a big holding in Disney.
Ooh,
Disney is reporting Thursday, and I'm super bullish on that one. I have shares and I have calls, and I'm going to hold on to them, for quite some time.
Nice.
Yeah.
For me, I'm a little bearish on a lot of oil plays.
Yes.
Please watch the oil stocks. A couple of things that just came across my desk. Shout out to the wife, because she's super supportive when it comes to me trading. Two stocks that I think that will see a decline is the Geo Group, which is GEO, and Core Civic, which is CXW. These are the stocks that are handling the unfortunate cages in the border of the illegal. I mean the migrants. I don't see them surviving this at all, especially with the Joe Biden presidency. Expect that to take some massive dumps in the next 2 weeks. But again, whatever John said earlier, Palantir, McDonald's, Cars.com.
DEGEN play of the week.
The degenerate play of the week.
Also, I forgot DraftKings Friday.
Oh, yes.
I have shares and I have calls, and I think they're gonna kill it. Yeah.
Exactly. But with that being said, again, we'd love to thank you guys for letting us inside your ears each and every week. If you guys haven't checked it out yet, please tradingdaddies.com for all things Trading Daddies. Follow us on Instagram, Thiz McGee and John C. Trades, also at Trading Daddies on Instagram. If you guys are watching the YouTube channel, please, just shout us out whenever you guys can. And let's get trading.
Exciting week.